Hello and welcome to episode 94 of Nolo Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the man that calls Kippy because he's so smooth, Mr. Joel Young.
Although I like me some Peter Pan, but yeah,
I
but, but I'll
don't
take
want
it.
to
I'll take
grow
I'll
up.
take I'll take the compliment, brother. It's good to be with you again, man, on episode 94
Yep, we're getting to the 100. So you guys stay tuned.
on the
And
road.
just before we go on, E3 is coming up. So next week we're going to have our E3 preview slash
Yeah,
predictions episode. So if you guys want to tune into that, that'd be great because I think we have a pretty decent track record, Joe, for the last 2 years that we've done the predictions shows.
we have. I actually would recommend people to go back, especially and check out like the headlines of what was announced for specifically the Sony press conference from last year, and then watch like our, our live stream from last year. And bro, we were on it with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, we were pretty on point last year. I think last year we did pretty good with our predictions. The year before, even the year before, I feel
Sure.
like we did okay. It's just that this year it's a very interesting and weird year. There's of course a lot of rumors going around and new hardware that's supposed to be shown, and Sony's not gonna be there, and they're gonna be there in spirit, and we'll talk about it later on because that's like the big topic of the show for this one.
Yeah.
But I can't wait, Joel. It's E3 always gets me excited. It's always a hype time to be a gamer, and that's our Super Bowl pretty much. So
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to whatever announcements we get and all that stuff. So yeah, next week is gonna be our predictions slash preview, and then the following week we will have an E3 recap. There's we're gonna talk about a few things that are gonna be at E3 today, and some things that got announced this week, because that's pretty much been the entirety of the week. It's been announcements
Yes.
and teases to things to come. So I'm really excited about that, man. It's a great time. It's a great time. It's always great. Again, I wish we could have done a live stream like last year, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
Sony canceled on us. If not, we would have definitely planned it. Definitely
Absolutely.
done it again because it was a lot of fun. But
It's
yeah,
like
Joe.
it's like waiting around for Christmas, man. Like we're just waiting for it to open up those gifts. What's going to be announced? Hopefully, it'll be good things under the tree this year.
Yeah, the good thing about this year, Joe, for both you and me, is
Yeah.
that we've expanded our horizons, and
Absolutely.
we not only have no longer a PS4, we both have a Switch, so we have more stuff to look forward to, and I think Nintendo's gonna do something crazy this year. Um, they're poised to make some really good announcements, but we'll talk about it next week. So, want to go into that, Joel? I heard you had a wonderful magical carpet ride of a time watching Aladdin. How was that, man?
Yeah, brother. I saw Aladdin this last weekend for opening weekend, and I know going into it, I didn't read the reviews, but going into it, I know that specifically Rotten Tomatoes, there was a really low critical score of that movie. I think it was like somewhere in the range of like 60%, maybe even less. I'm not
I
sure.
think it was like 56 last time I checked. I
Yeah,
can fact
fact
check
check
while you
it.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty low coming into it. And I had a feeling it wasn't gonna have great reviews considering that reviews for it didn't come out until like Tuesday the week, like last week Tuesday, the week of it actually being released, which is never a good sign whenever the studio kind of holds back reviews from being released until right before a movie comes out. That's usually not a good sign. Usually if it's a really good movie, they'll let it come out a few weeks, sometimes even a month before, it depends. But yeah, I mean, same thing we're seeing with Godzilla. For this upcoming weekend, same thing again.
Yeah.
Early reviews are pretty bad, and the movie's just coming out, this weekend, and that came out last minute. What
So
you
it's still sitting at 56, and
56?
Godzilla's at 41.
Okay,
But the thing with the
so
Godzilla is that we can talk about it after you do our opinions on the movie. But yeah, go ahead, man.
no, you're good. Yeah. So my point being is like I went in with lower expectations, but I was very excited for this movie beforehand, just because. it looked pretty cool. Like the teasers they put out beforehand. Um, Sitting in and watching the movie, I found it to be very charming, very delightful. There's a new song in the movie that's really good. The performances are really solid. I think the biggest concern people had going into it was Will Smith's portrayal. I mean, obviously, I think you and I have been talking about this. We really think Will Smith's a very talented man. Single handedly keeping Suicide Squad on life support in that movie.
It was
But
the ventilator
it
to
was the
Suicide
ventilator.
Squad.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you and I both, consider him to be a very talented actor, but just because of his talent, didn't mean, there's going to be a great portrayal. It depends on, the director's vision, et cetera, et cetera. But he really delivered a great portrayal of a new genie for this film, and I was really impressed with the way he just made it very comedic. He was not trying to be the Robin Williams Aladdin at all. And I really found it really, really special. Jafar, the voice did still get me, Obed. I mean, but
Bring me the lamp.
there it is. So it's I don't know, man. I think it's just the way his the pitch of his voice is. Like you see this really menacing looking character, and then he speaks, and it's so high pitch. You're like, okay, but and you're just a classic Jafar, right? Like in the original animated film, being really scary and creepy, right? But anyways, with all that being said, I think the weakest point of the movie was the CG, and it's not terrible. It's palpable. You're able to sit through it and enjoy it. However, I can imagine, like, should I have kids, in the future, like them going back and watching this movie and being like, oh my goodness, that was supposed to be really cool, because it's very obvious that
I mean,
none of the places that they go are like realistic at all. The
yeah.
sets
I
are
mean,
very
and that's
very CGI.
and just to yeah. So over Memorial Day weekend, they had a Star
Yeah.
Wars marathon on TNT, and I watched episode 2 of my least favorite Star
Ooh,
Wars
yeah.
movie. I watched it, and that looks rough, bro.
It's not
Because
aged
that's
well.
no, because all that CG, all those CG backgrounds and all that, it looks like a. Did you ever play the old um, Star Wars Rebel Assault games on PC? They were
No, I don't think I did.
okay. So it basically Rebel Assault was an actor in front of a blue screen, kind of like what episode 2 and 3 were.
Yes.
And it's very jarring because you see Darth Vader standing and talking to some an officer or whatnot. This is on like a full motion cutscene that the game would have, and I'm more specifically talking about Rebel Assault 2 that had FMV cutscenes. So you would get Vader talking in this fake ass looking Death Star thing, or
It
Star
takes you out of
Destroyer.
it.
And it was rough. So the same thing happened to me watching episode 2 over the weekend, and it's really jarring, especially on like Geonosis, and when they're in the Coliseum, and you see that everything's fake, and it really pops out now, like really bad. I mean, I'm assuming that the Will Smith stuff is not Dwayne Johnson, Scorpion King, Mummy Returns
No,
bad,
not at
right?
all.
It's yeah.
It's just it does take you out of it, like especially the facial movements and everything. It's just a little maybe feel a little Justice League-y, I'm not gonna lie in that way. And then I think like one of the coolest scenes, the scene that should be like amazing, is the magic carpet ride. And for me, like it looks so fake, bro. I mean, and it's hard to make it look realistic, but you could tell that they just put this thing together, got it out there. I mean, the coolest thing was like the Jasmine's hair was actually like flowing as if there was real wind. I was like, okay, they got that right,
Oh, okay. So also
but
like again going back to episode 2 when
right,
Count Dooku goes on the speeder bike,
there's
and
no
his
motion.
cape is going like, and he's going like 200 miles an hour.
His cape would be flying like a crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, he should be like squat down, and it was like no straight up, and the little cape was just flowing like a yeah.
yeah, too
That was
perfect.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so they got that right at least, like on the carpet ride, but in general, just the scenes and something flying, I was like, But with that being said, like The movie's a good movie. I don't think it's a bad movie at all for what it is. I thought it was very fun, entertaining, and it's different. There's some stuff they do differently. It still gets to the same conclusions as the original did, but they get there a little bit differently. I think it's like especially the beginning of the movie is much quicker paced. Where they could have just gone the complete traditional route. They just jump right into stuff. But yeah, Obed, I hope you get on and watch it with your wife. I'd recommend it for those out there who are fans of the original.
Cool.
To go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I would really want to see it. I'm still really hyped for The Lion King. Of course, those posters dropped today,
Amazing.
and people lost their minds about Pumbaa. It's like, hey, you know what? Warthogs look like trash bags with legs. They're awful, awful creatures. So they nailed it. It's fine.
It's a wild hog. Like what? I don't know what they expected him to
Yeah.
look like. A well-groomed house pet. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe that's what they thought, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Timon and Lou looks on point because meerkats are
Easy.
small and cute, right? But not warhogs. They're awful, terrible
Scar looks great. He looks
creatures.
thick. He looks
Yeah,
old and grizzled.
yeah. Scar looks really good. He looks scary, like
Yeah.
a scary lion. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. There's a TV spot that dropped today that again looked fantastic, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But just going back to Godzilla and the reviews. So I mean, the most of the criticism that I've heard about the movie is that it does not the plot around the humans are it's not deep, and like there's not a really good story to tell there. I don't care. I just want to see monsters fighting and breaking stuff up and explosions and all these things. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see in the previous Godzilla movie. That's why I think that Godzilla movie. I like it. I like it quite a bit. But the last half hour on that movie is just phenomenal. Like that movie throughout, like the first act is good. The second act is just a drag, and then the third act it really picks up and it's really good. So yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that they gave us what fans wanted, right,
Yeah.
on that movie, and as long as fans are happy and the movie makes money, of course, they've already said Kong and Godzilla coming back next year. There's supposed to be a stinger at the end of the movie, like a post-credit scene. I still need to go back. I watch Skull Island. I haven't watched it yet. I heard it's
Yeah.
good. I think you watched it, right?
I did. I did. And there's a
Okay.
stinger at the end of that too.
Yeah. So I'm definitely. I wanted to see that before I went to see Godzilla, but we'll see. I mean, I really want to go see Godzilla. I think I'm going to go out of my way to actually go and watch it. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what
I
that.
mean, I mentioned to you like same thing. Like I think at least it sounds like they gave the fans what they wanted. Where the complaint about the first movie was not enough Godzilla action, not like the too
Yeah.
much focus on the humans and all this stuff. Now it sounds like this movie they're gonna give us a lot of monsters battles that are gonna be large scope. So if little Joel could sit there and just be a kid for a moment, just see some monsters fight each other on the screen and just be really happy, excited, eating popcorn. I'll have a good time. I'll be happy. But we'll see. I mean, I'll find out. I'll see it this weekend. So I'll let you guys know in our next episode for sure.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Don't spoil it. I mean, I know
My
those
lips are sealed.
those trailers have been sort of
Yeah, they showed a
spoilerific.
lot.
Yeah, yeah, they showed quite a bit. But I'm looking forward to that. It looks good. And again, Lion King, of course, Spider Man's coming out. So there's summer's heating up. The X-Men comes out next week,
Which I forgot about that, dude. That's like just the other day. I was like, oh yeah, an X-Men movie's coming.
which is weird because it's like
So
on every commercial break at the break room at work.
yes. So Obed, I'm gonna mention to you on the podcast because I think this is a little fun for our guys out there, guys and gals out there listening. So you and I have been talking about this. You have said that you strongly believe that there's going to be a connection to the MCU in this next movie. There's something there that they've added or done that's gonna connect it. Am I right?
I've said it in the past, although this week I'm sort of not feeling it.
Okay, see, so I had a bet with you going on from I think 2 weeks ago, where I mentioned to you, I said I was so confident that they were not going to connect it. I told you I'd buy you lunch if they did connect it. So I just want to put that out there. So
So I'm not feeling too confident this week because I heard that this is gonna be
this is it.
like a chapter closing sort of thing that they're going to do. So, um, but you know what? Anything can happen. So
Yeah,
I'm still, yeah, I'm a man of my word. I'm still standing by what I said 2 weeks ago or
very good, very
whenever it
good.
was.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I don't know if Feige doesn't catch me as the kind of guy that would just inherit something. I feel like he would, start fresh. But you never know. Like you said, we'll see. I don't think he will, but maybe Owen will be right. I think it's a little funny. I thought I'd throw that out here on the show.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see about that, man. Um, Joe, we got a bunch of gaming news this week. The big one being that Death Stranding, a Hideo Kojima game, actually has a release date, Joe, November 8th this year. So I thought this game was gonna come out next year. I think I've told you I think a few weeks ago we were talking about
Yeah.
Death Stranding and The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima, and I said it was going to be The Last of Us, Death Stranding, and Ghost. So it looks like Death Stranding is going to be the first one coming out again November 8th. This was the entire beginning of the week. It was rumored that there was going to be an announcement, and then on the PlayStation Twitch channel, they put up a stream which was basically the trailer for Death Stranding, covered in the black goop. And as more viewers joined in, the goop started dissipating. But then yesterday, the full trailer dropped. Is about a 8.5 minutes, about
Long.
so, right? It's a pretty long trailer, and holy crap, Joel, this is like I pre-ordered it. I show you. I said you. I texted you. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, it's done. I'm pre-ordered. This looks great. Like in my opinion, because the last trailer, the one that we saw when we did the live stream last year at E3, that was the last trailer we saw. That we saw a little bit of gameplay. We didn't see a lot, but it wasn't clear what the game was and whatnot. This is a lot clearer now.
It's
People
still
are
not
saying it's like,
everything,
yeah, oh, of
but
course.
it
This,
definitely gives us a more of a better picture.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm blown away. Like this looks fantastic. Again, it's been very divisive. Like people are either really really hyped or not. I think that this game looks different and looks new and it looks brave and looks bold and and it looks creative. And that's exactly what I want when that's exactly what I wanted when Kojima left Konami. I wanted something like Snatcher. I didn't want another Metal Gear. I mean, if I wanted another Metal Gear, I would have bought Survive, and I gotta do that. Um, but I wanted Kojima to do something like Snatcher back in the day. Maybe to some extent Police Knots, but something dark and weird like Snatcher. That would have been great. And this looks like it's gonna be something in that vein of weird storytelling thing that he's trying to do. I am very compelled. This is I'm very excited. Like I kept thinking about this trending like the whole time yesterday. Like after watching the trailer, I went back, watched it like 2 or 3 more times, and just kept thinking about it. I was like, man, this looks really really good. Um, but yeah, Joel, what do you think? And what about that cast?
Yeah, whoa, the cast is phenomenal, dude. Like, I mean, of course you've got like the big names that really guess, Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro, right? Like, Mads Mikkelsen. There's a bunch of really great names. But it's cool too when you see people like Troy Baker being in there, who's like the best, like one of the best vocal talents in gaming, like of all time.
Yeah, seriously, and it's actually the Troy Baker's face in the
Yes,
character too. So
yes,
it's like the first time that Troy Baker's been Troy Baker in the game,
it's
because it's
fantastic.
yeah, and yeah, like you said, Troy Baker right now. I think he's the guy. Like he's the guy in anime dubs. He's the guy on gaming, on on game talent, voice talent, anything. I mean, it, yeah, like hands down right now. I think I mean Nolan North is up there, but
Yeah,
uh, I like Nolan North, but I think Troy Baker has this range that
oh
is
yeah,
just it's really good. Like Nolan North is great. Like he was great and creepy in The Last of Us, and he's great in Uncharted, and he's great on Blaze and the Monster Machines on Nick Jr. and all that. But Troy Baker's on to me is in a different level. He's just so good.
absolutely. That was the one, like when you talk about the cast, like I was looking at all the, yeah, of course, again, like Guillermo Toro is awesome. But when you see Troy Baker in there, you know that this game's got to be good because you don't get a talent like that without committing, without showcasing some really awesome stuff. I really also just like the whole concept of the game. Obviously, I don't fully understand where they're going with the story, and that's intentional. I like that, right? It's teasing us. It's making us want to know more, and that means, guess what? You have to know it. You got to play it. I think that's one of the best ways to market it. Make us interested, talking about it, trying to figure it out. Cool. But the whole concept of the strand is like so cool, bro. Like trying to understand, the what we're connected to, stay connected to the past, stay connected to the present, like connected to the future, connected to other worlds and realm,
To
like
other people.
other
That was
people.
like a very like a core thing on the messaging that they were trying to do.
Yeah.
To portray during the trailer. It was with the importance of being connected to other people, and it's like what the one of the Troy Baker lines is like, oh, it's like it's really hard to connect to people where you can't even shake hands and all the
Yeah.
stuff. So it's it looks like that's gonna be, because the game's supposed to have a like a social online thing
And you
attached
have to
to it.
actually connect to other players.
Exactly. So I think there has to be something that'll like either without you. I mean, knowing Kojima, this would be like without you knowing that you're being connected to other people. Um, and it's something like that. Like I hate to spoil it, but just a minor thing, just like what Near Automata did, um, where you didn't expect to be connected to other players, and then you were. So maybe something like that. I mean, the thing in here was like mind blowingly excellent, and it was fantastic. Um, but it's something I'm assuming it's going to be something like that, where whether you knowingly or not, you interacted with someone that was actually a player, and you did something, and something would happen and would affect the outcome of what you're trying to do, and yeah, I find that really interesting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it looks like Mads Mikkelsen's gonna be one of the main, I guess, villains of the game, right? Which
Well,
is
yeah, it seems like he's gonna be two characters. He seems to be a villain and one of the protagonists.
with
So
the baby, like in the
yeah,
beginning and the end. Yeah,
so it looks like he's gonna be playing two characters, which is interesting.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I also the other thing too about like the struggle between the main character of like, can I save America, or like what I do here like does it even matter, like the whole thing of like if I even if I save this one life, like it's not gonna stop the enemy from existing. So it's just gonna be a continued battle. Like why even continue a battle that's gonna always be continuing? And it's just like, man, I'm excited.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's I mean, like I said, it's done. I may get sick that day, Joe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it comes out on Friday, so I'm good. And then yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, it's good to see that Kojima was able to break free of the Metal Gear mold that he was stuck on for many years. of course, he wanted to do something different after MGS3, and Konami wouldn't allow him to do it. He would then do MGS4, then do Peace Walker, then do MGS5. So it's great to see that he was able to break free of that, do something different, something creative, something that's never maybe even done before. Because based on what he said, what Kojima tweeted, it was like they asked him, and he was like to clarify that this is not a stealth game. This is an open world action game where connections are important, something like that. It's what he said. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is. I'm looking forward to seeing what this story is about because it looks fantastic. And there's a callback to Apocalypse Now. There's callbacks to movies, of course. Kojima being a huge movie buff. The song choice for the trailer was excellent. That song by Apocalyptica was great. So yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board. I've been on board forever, and it's no secret again that Metal Gear is my favorite franchise ever. So I'm on board on this one for sure, and I'm looking forward to see what Kojima brings. If there's new tech. I've seen people's like I have a problem. I don't know if wait for PS5 and play this at full res 60 or play it or play on PS4 as like just play it both ways or whatever. Just lay it down and then play it later again. Because
especially assuming that PS5 is gonna have backwards compatibility, just
yeah,
just go ahead and play it on your PS4 and then it'll be upscaled on PS5.
yeah, based on what we heard, yeah, that'll be the case. So yeah, Death Stranding finally, Joel, November 8th. Can't
Looks
wait.
good.
Son, looks good. Hopefully, it's not gonna get delayed. I mean, after all this hype, I'm hoping it doesn't get delayed. They don't pull up Final Fantasy 15, where it just they had. Do you remember that they had that huge event with Greg Miller?
Oh
and
yeah.
and they had this whole thing, and then the game got with here's the release date. Oh, it was like September, and then the game got delayed until November after that.
Yeah,
So
that's not good.
yeah, hopefully they don't do that. I don't think they'll do something like that, but anything can happen, right? If they're confident that the game will come out that day, I'm hoping that it is, and yeah, we'll see. And then the rumor was that The Last of Us was gonna release alongside Death Stranding or in November, and that the game was pushed to February of next year, which is totally fine again. So if that's the case, sure. I think yeah. I based on what I heard, Joel, Ghost of Tsushima is still a little ways off. That game I'm really hyped for, but it looks like that game may be like the cross gen game that we were thinking about. That the game is probably gonna come in at the end of the PS4, beginning of the PS5. So yeah, we'll see. Exciting stuff. Again, E3 preview next week, guys. Don't miss it. We're gonna have some crazy predictions over here. And if we make it right, I'll buy you guys Snickers bars. No, I'm just...
Oh,
uh, Joe, do you remember that Ghostbusters game that came out for PS3 a long time ago? I want to
wow.
say this is like over 10 years ago. This is like a 2008 game. Oh man, I think that was really a long time ago because I remember playing the demo for that game when I still had my fat PS4, which is like 2008 probably because I bought a
Yeah.
Slim when it came out. After that, so yeah, that game is getting a remastered. They did not say a date, but they did say 2019, and it's coming out for everything. So it's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch and PC. And of course, this game is considered to be Ghostbusters 3 because it takes place after Ghostbusters 2, and it features the voices of the original Ghostbuster cast. So I played the demo. I liked it. Never played the whole game. I heard it was good. If the price is right, I wouldn't mind checking this game out, man.
Yeah, I instantly was thinking about our conversations from our last episode about remasters and people being upset and petitioning for remakes and etc. This is a good situation, right? Like this is a situation where you're bringing something back to life, for the next gen. Remastering content on next gen I think is a great thing. It's we all win in this case. I love that the original voice talent, being in here. I think this makes it even more fun. It's a win for the fans.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see if there's any like big enhancements on it.
Sure.
Is Activision publishing the game again, or is it something else, someone else? I don't know if they still have that license. Let's see. Oh,
Fact
let's
checking on
fact
the go.
on the go. Ghostbusters game back with modern. Yada, yada, yada. Come on, come on, come on. New. This was Saber Interactive and Mad Dog Games were the developers for this game, but there I don't see a picture where it shows the publisher. I'm almost certain that Activision still holds this license. So maybe what they're doing is just doing one last thing before
Yeah,
probably
on their
Sony
site it
takes it.
doesn't say anything about it. It says Mad Dog and Saber Interactive.
Okay, so Activision's not doing it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
not on their website.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so maybe that license lapsed. I know that Activision was gonna get a lot of those licenses that they had were lapsing. I know that they let Marvel lapse. They let the Hasbro stuff lapse. The Transformers license, they don't have it anymore. So they let a lot of licensing lapse. So maybe someone else picked up the publishing rights for that game. But yeah, looking forward to see what enhancements it has, and if it looks good, I'll probably check it out, man. It's Ghostbusters. So, Joe, we have just a quick piece of news. There's a Pokemon Direct come on next week on June 5th, so we would know exactly what it is. We're assuming that this is going to be an update to the last news, where the full blown Pokemon RPG for the Switch was announced, and this is probably going to be just more information on that. Interesting that Nintendo's doing this now and not doing it at E3. Maybe it's a lot of information that they're going to put out about this game, and they just wanted to concentrate on a separate direct for it. Or this is indicative, Joel, of the amount of announcements that we can expect from Nintendo at E3. Because if they're putting this before E3, I think that they have a lot of stuff planned for E3 week.
Yeah, that's probably the case. This is probably just all publicity, pre E3 publicity. So they're probably just trying to get as many things put out there to look forward to, and then at E3 they can actually spend the time to give us in-depth looks at these different franchises, and so we'll see more of this. I think leading up to E3, this makes sense as that pre E3 press per se that always comes out. I mean, a few other games you and I were talking about that they're basically getting announced now, so that way at E3 we can get full in-depth looks.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to just put, like I said, pre E3 marketing stuff out there. Maybe have, free up some time for their Nintendo Direct at E3. But yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, this Pokemon games, if you guys haven't played them, are a lot of fun, really addictive, and having a full blown 3D Pokemon on the Switch, I think this game's gonna do crazy amounts of money, dude. It's gonna be. I mean, the Switch is already printing money. This is
Oh
gonna,
yeah.
yeah, this is gonna like be like next level stuff. Um, Joe, another piece of big news that we have this week is Call of Duty, and we got the announcement that Call of Duty Modern Warfare, not Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which is essentially a reboot of Call of Duty Modern 4 Modern Warfare. And this is getting confusing.
It is.
So, So this is a basically a reboot of the fan favorite series by Infinity Ward, and their game's coming out October 25th, which is great. It's a great date to put this game out. I'm not sure what EA has around those dates. I think the only big game that EA has at the end of the year is Star Wars, right? Is Fallen Order. Um, so I think this game is gonna do well, Joe. Two things: they're trying something different. Apparently, the game's not gonna have a season pass, so they're gonna do their DLC more of a they're taking a more of a piecemeal approach to their DLC. I think that this game is probably gonna have some sort of blackout or battle royale mode as well. So that could play into that. Joel, the big rumor, I don't know if you heard, is that this game is supposedly going to have uh, crossplay for all platforms.
Yep. Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
Yeah, so that's huge. That's like this will definitely be the biggest Call of Duty game ever, because you got almost 100 million PS4s out there. You got another 40 million Xboxes, and a billion PCs basically.
Get the servers ready.
Yeah, seriously. So I think this is great. Um, the only downside I see to this is keyboard and mouse players on PC will definitely have an edge over console players, and that's a problem. So on a first person shooter that's more uh fast paced as Call of Duty is. That may definitely be a deterrent or a problem for console guys to play against PC guys and whatnot. But at the end of the day, man, it's like finally here. It's the one console feature that many wanted. I don't want it, but that I mean, I like my options. But this is a step in the right direction where we have a franchise that it's looking to refresh their image, and I think this is absolutely the best way to do that.
Yeah. The cross-platform thing is definitely going to get most guys really into it. I think to me though, the free content, like you were mentioning beforehand, that's also just a way of getting a positive publicity, regardless of what the reviews are, because people are going to look at it and say, I don't need to get that season pass. Like that's going to be a huge selling point and make a lot of people happy, and a lot of kids and adults, feel like they have a good opportunity to experience the most they can for their buck. And of course, I'm not anti season passes or anti DLC or anything of that nature. I mean, you and I are both both feel that way. I think when it comes to that stuff, but understanding that like you're not necessarily missing out if you don't spend, I think is a good way of getting people to be happy with your products and your franchise.
Yeah, and they needed the good faith. I mean,
Right.
they did good last year with Black Ops. I think it was generally well received by the community. But just having the iconic Modern Warfare franchise reimagined with cross-platform play, with no season passes, it's a big deal. It's a big win for them for sure.
Absolutely.
Let's see, I got another piece of news here. Yep, it's a Xbox Game Pass coming to PC, Joe. Um, Not a lot of details out yet, but Microsoft says that they will list more than 100 PC games coming out on the service. Joel, what do you think? What's is the big deal? Yay or nay?
I think it's a big deal. I don't think it's well. I think it's a big deal just because like it's definitely gonna open their horizons more, but not a big deal because I don't think many people were asking for it. There's people out there. There's a niche. There are people out there who want it and they're gonna like it, but I'm not expecting big things from it in the sense of adoption.
Well, the thing that I see positive with this is that if the service actually works well on PC, which it has been a struggle for some reason, Microsoft cannot get their game service to run well on their own operating systems. It's mind-boggling to me. Um, if they can get the service to work the way it should, I think that this could be a viable competitor to Steam. Although Steam is doing something completely different, but at the end of the day, having a subscription service on your PC that'll offer games. And if you have a decent PC, you can run these games really well. A lot of these games are Xbox 360 games. I'm not sure how crazy things they're doing in the background to make these games works. The work, I'm pretty sure that Microsoft is doing. They've been doing a lot of backwards compatibility research. Of course, we've seen it with the Xbox One, but they've been doing a lot of like cross work between PC and Xbox. So yeah, if they can get this to work the way it should, or the way it's meant to be working, I'm hoping that they do because you know what, I think the PC space was dominated long enough by Valve. I think Valve hasn't made really great decisions lately, and they definitely need someone to come in. Like we've talked about the Epic Game Store. I mean that's a whole different ball game, right? Because the Epic Game Store they're having their own set of problems right now, and you know, but this being an actual service, more of a plug and play solution that hopefully is well integrated to the OS. Yeah, if it works, for whatever they charge a month, which is not a lot. Sure, I mean, if you have a decent PC and you're looking to do some Xbox games on your PC, yeah, man, I think this could be worth it for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we'll hear a lot of stuff around E3 for services and whatnot because I think this is gonna be a very service focused E3. Um, I'm almost certain, Joel, that just Sony is gonna have like another surprise hidden in there and during that week. But I'm definitely looking forward to see what all these announcements are going to be like. Joel, the last piece of news that I have here is the Avengers game that's been in development for a while now at IDOS. Of course, this is going to be basically done by the team that's worked on the Tomb Raider games. So this is IDOS and Crystal Dynamics, of course, being published by Square Enix. And some details came out about this game, Joel, that were pretty interesting. So they said that they're going to have a full reveal at E3. Of course, they took over Sony's slot for the night. So they're presenting primetime this year, Joel. Square Enix. Oh, goodness. Let's see what they're going to do. So what's interesting that details that came out this week was that the game will feature a single player experience, a robust single player experience, and we'll also have a 4-player multiplayer option as well. So I'm assuming that's going to be an online multiplayer option because I don't see this game being couch co-op. So, but yeah, Joel, what do you think about that, man?
Oh, I think it's great. No, I think co-op opportunities are fine, but I definitely see that online play being a huge thing for this, right? There's plenty of Marvel characters. We'll see what the main roster is. You and I have talked about the rumored, characters that are going to be in there, but maybe
Yeah.
it leaves opportunity for more people to be in there for the online presence. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, so again, the rumored characters are Cap, Thor, Iron Man, and Black Widow, right?
I think so. Yep.
Those were the 4 characters that they mentioned. So I mean, there's definitely a whole bunch of other characters
Right.
that they can add on to that. So yeah, do you think that game's going out this year?
I don't. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but because it's like we only got the little tease that these guys were working on something, and then now we just got a title. I mean, it's so soon just to give us actual something to actually look at, and then just spit it out. I'd be concerned in that case, honestly, but I don't know. I mean, I'm expected to be next year.
So it would have been great for this game to launch alongside Endgame,
Oh
or
yeah.
not alongside, but the same year. But if they're able to work it out where the game is great, I think that this game has a lot of potential to come out like early next year, like March ish next year. Um, and yeah, I'm curious to see what it is, and I'm hoping that this is like a stealth action sort of game, like Tomb Raider was. Maybe it'll have different. Maybe you can play the game in different ways. Maybe you can do stealth action with Black Widow, or you can just do all out attacks with like Iron Man and Thor, and have a combination of both like stealth and action. With Captain America. So I'm really excited for this game ever since it got announced. Um, I like the logo that they did that very nicely stylized Avengers logo. I really like that. I want to see the character models. That's important. They better look good. That's important to Disney because they better look
Don't want that
good.
MVC.
Oh, ooh,
Don't need that
ooh,
again.
ooh! You need Doctor Strange with those weird looking pants and those hands like out of proportion hands and everything. That's not good, man. What happened to that game? Holy
And
crap!
I bought it too, just for the sake of it, but
Yeah,
it's rough.
you should still play that single player like story mode
I
because it's
know.
silly. It's it's silly and it's Marvel and it's yeah. I mean, so
But we
but
do
yeah,
have a
Joel.
Marvel
That
game coming out this year, at least, right, Obed? We got the
oh
Ultimate
yeah,
Alliance, which
Ultimate Alliance,
that's the one I'm really hyped for because I love the last two, so
nice.
I'll be playing that.
Yeah, yeah, that comes out summer, right?
Yeah, I think that's July. I think
I
actually it's
think
coming
so.
soon. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. That game looks good. They put out a trailer recently. You see it?
Yep, it looked
Yeah, it
good.
looks good. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what I got, dude. If you don't have anything else, let's wrap it up.
That's right, guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and listen to us here on No Load Time. We want to invite you to stay connected with our social media. Go ahead and give us a follow at No Load Time on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Also, make sure you subscribe to the show. That's most important so you get up to date whenever our latest episodes drop. So go ahead and give us a subscribe or follow on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Also, of course, our video version on YouTube. With that being said, we also recommend and appreciate any feedback that you guys might want to give to us or even questions you might have for us. So go ahead and shoot an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you again so much. And we look forward to talking with you guys more, especially with our E3 episodes coming up. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you're staying tuned for those.
Yeah, guys, and if you have any questions about E3 and anything that you guys want us to talk about, just again shoot us an email. Let us know. With that being said, thank you again, guys, and see you again next time.